It's a little noisy today. We got a train running by us over here, but we are at the Goodwill Outlet this morning, and we're looking for as much inventory as we can to sell on online on my eBay and Poshmark store. So we're gonna give it a try today and see what we can find. Wish us luck. Our pile is quickly growing, but unfortunately it's been not real great yet. So we're gonna keep trying. Here's our mess so far. And my son here is digging through this huge pile of cords to get to the bottom of something or other that he's interested in.
Motion bar I was trying to get to.
So we got a lot of just junk to go through right now and some clothes, but so far it's been a lot of just like every time, random everything. So we'll have to work our way through this pile eventually and see what's worth taking home and what's not. Here's the charges on what they charge by the pound, the different categories and everything. So did pretty good today. It's gotten busy now, so we just ended up paying, and we're just gonna head out now. All right, we're loading up. Got quite a few electronics this time, which is good, I think, and then a fair amount of clothes. Only one pair of shoes today. And what was it? She said, I think it was $83, right? Let's see. Total was $81. So that's not bad. They got the electronics was heavyweight. They charge I don't know how they charge different every time we're down there. But she said the way that they broke the electronics down, it was cheaper to separate them. So I don't know. But either way, $81 is pretty good for what we got. So I'll have to tally everything up when we get home. And right now we're just tired. We want to go grab some lunch. So we'll see you in a bit. All right. So we went to the Goodwill bins, a couple days ago. I finally am getting around to a video to show you all what we did pick up. And again, just so you have the understanding that when we go to the Goodwill bins, we're looking for quite a few items in inventory. That's the whole purpose of it all. We try to find goods that we can, you can pick up cheap at a good price, because you do pay by the pound down there at the Goodwill bins. That way it gives me a good amount of items to go ahead and list and resell on my eBay and Poshmark stores. And normally, today was a pretty good, or that day was a pretty good day. There was not too many people until around noon, 1, something like that. Quite a few people. It was kind of hard. A lot of competition to just get in there and find good things. But early on, we were able to, we found some pretty good stuff. And I'm going to just go over that now quickly and show you what we have. I'll start with the clothes, but I wanted to show you what we did get. I did talk, I think earlier on the video, about how much it cost me. It was $81. And I did count up 58 items to resell. Now, I still have to look at everything closely. We still have to test a bunch of electronics and look over all that. And so, there's a good chance that there's going to be a handful that are going to be a bust, or, they just don't work, or there's holes or stains or whatever. And then we kick those out. But at the moment, what I counted up when I went through everything was 58 items, which gives me a buy cost of $1.39. And that's exactly why I do the Goodwill Outlet, is so I can find good, decent quality stuff. Usually, you sometimes you get lucky and you find some pretty nice stuff, but a lot of times it's that bread and butter, just that, that mid-range stuff that's decent quality. I don't normally seek out when I'm shopping at stores, but I find it here and get it by the pound, and then I can try to go ahead and flip it. So $1.39 is my buy cost, $81, and that was the total. So not too bad. So with that said, we'll start with the clothes and just random stuff. We'll go over what I've got, and then we'll jump into the electronics. And first off, got this Sherpa Columbia, and it's a made in the U.S. Vintage piece. You can see on the tag there, hopefully. And I know we're a little, we're right now we're into the summertime. We're really getting into the warm weather, so this may have to sit for a little bit, but you never know. Just yesterday, I sold a beanie winter hat yesterday, so I'll have to just get this stuff listed and see what happens. But nice piece here for that one. And then next up, I found this right on top of the pile. And usually when something's on the top, and after I know I had already kind of walked through, I came back around. I was kind of surprised to see it, but it's a Patagonia men's, um, just as full zip jacket, a better sweater type jacket. You can see the logo there on the front. And I kept looking, well, what's wrong with it? Why did somebody throw this back, likely, or nobody else found it? And after I combed over it closely, I finally figured out it has a broken zipper right here. The tabs broke off, so I'm going to have to repair that. But hopefully, if I do that, we're talking about, a $40, potential $40 in this jacket. So, I'll take the chance on it for sure to get that fixed. I did get one pair of shoes, and they're on the top here, and these are reef shoes. And hopefully you can see that, and the light's not the best, but they have the cork lining on the inside there, and they're, kind of a clog shoe. Smaller size, but really nice condition. Hardly any wear on them. Just have to kind of clean them up a little bit. I didn't even look those up. I have no idea what they might be worth, but reef is pretty expensive to buy. Next, I have these, what are these, Under Armour? Yeah, just some Under Armour basketball shorts. Nothing, again, you're not going to get blown away by probably a lot of this stuff. It's just bread and butter stuff for me, but Under Armour is pretty solid brand. It's very saturated on eBay, but they eventually sell with their stuff I list. It'll sell eventually. Next, what is this? This is a Callaway, and it's new with tags. You can see just a white polo shirt, and there's the logo on the sleeve embroidered. Callaway's not a brand I normally pick up again, but new with tags, really you can't pass that up at the bins. And surprisingly, being white, as far as I've seen with my initial look over, it looked really good. But just be careful on this stuff. Always check the buttons, the zippers. I've learned my hard lessons on this stuff, and I've got stuff home and it's missing this, is missing that, it's got a hole, whatever. Anyway, next up I've got this Champion, and this is made in US. Again, nice, like a vintage piece. It's a Henley long sleeve pullover, and there's the tag. I have no idea what this might be worth again, but be happy to get $15, $18 for that, but you never know. We'll see what we can get out of it. Next, I've got a Tommy Bahama women's. It looks like full zip jacket with the high neck. Not much to say about this one, but Hopefully you'll do all right. Next, I've got, this is a Pearl Jam 2022 tour shirt. I don't know if it's, you know, some kind of after make or whatever, but if this was, or if it was like one of the actual shirts at the concert, I'll do a little research, but you know, pick that up. Next, got this brand new with tags, American Fighter. Um, just a tank top, small size. I don't know if this is, it is a small, so I guess men's small probably. Brand new tag, couldn't let that go, or leave it behind, I should say. Next, I've got this Cambridge dry goods, 100% wool, nice pattern. It's got the, you know, the fur collar, long sleeves, full zip, 100% wool. Probably sit for a while, but I did see actually some comps that day I was down there for around 25 bucks on that one. Next, I found this was another find that was on top of the pile, and I'm still a little skeptical. Like there might be something wrong, so I'm gonna have to look close. But it's an Ariat full zip women's quilted jacket, and you can see. I just looked at it and I looked at it and I couldn't find anything wrong. It's got the little logo on the back here, and it just looked good. So I'm hoping that I don't find anything wrong, and that could be a nice piece right there. Next, I found this is a nice piece also. This is a Eddie Bauer First Ascent. And if you've seen my videos, I do pick these up when I find them. You can see the tag there with the First Ascent, that blue logo right there with the A. That's one of the only things I look for at Eddie Bauer is First Ascent. And this is just a men's full zip with a pocket. And if it fits, I might just keep this one for myself. But if not, the First Ascent stuff does well for me. The pants do really good. I don't know if I've sold a full zip jacket like this yet. I'm not sure, but the pants sell quickly for me, and the shorts too. So that was a good pickup there. Next, I have this. This is an Athleta women's jogger pants, and let's see if I can show you the tag. I mean, Athleta is pretty much, can be real hit and miss. Has the pockets, drawstring. It's got a lower pocket down here too, I guess, a zip pocket. I don't know. I usually go on the Athleta, I look at the tag, the inside tag, and try to figure out the model, and then use that keyword in the listing, and that usually helps. But like I said, Athleta can be, some pieces can be really good and sell fast, and some kind of are just kind of a dog, So anyway, that was the first bag of clothes. Next up was this Columbia Sherpa. A lot of the fall, winter, maybe stuff, but full zip, nice piece. I didn't see anything wrong with it at the bins. And Columbia like this, yeah, I'm definitely going to grab it down there. And next, I got several hats. This was just a Michelob Ultra hat. Winter beanie, another thing that's going to sit probably for quite a while. Quite a few baseball hats. Let's see, we got a Teva hat. I didn't even know Teva had hats. I've never seen one, but it actually has the paper still in it, so I assume it's just new and kind of just sitting. I don't know. And then a 2013 Stanley Cup Chicago Blackhawks hat. This is the new era, like a flex fit hat. And I always double check. Yeah, I don't buy anything that's really bad or dirty. I do clean a lot of the hats. I'll put them in the wash, and I have a spray that I'll use to kind of clean up any stains on the headband there. But most of the time, I get them looking, really nice. And actually, these are all pretty good hats, so I don't really have to do a lot with them. But next up is this is what brand? 47, and it's a Wisconsin Badgers all over print little logo, and adjustable. Needs a little bit of cleanup, but Then my son found this. I have no idea what this is. A24, and it's A24 Films LLC. He found some good comps on this, and I'm still like kind of skeptical. I'm gonna have to clean it a little bit. Um, I have no idea what this A24 is. So, you know, when you're buying it like here, you know, where it costs, you know, $1, I'll just take a chance on some things for sure. All right, and then let's see what we got here. This is just an Adidas Wisconsin. Another that's funny. Another Wisconsin logoed Adidas full zip jacket. Um, Adidas is a brand that I do find at the bins, and I usually will grab it because it sells. You don't get a lot, but I mean, if I get like around 20 for that, I'm fine with that. Then next, I got these Under Armour sweats, pretty small size. Don't know what this. Maybe well, it says large, so maybe youth large. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's men's large. But anyway, Under Armour again is another brand that's decent quality. Saturated a bit on eBay, but eventually sells for me. Let's see here. We got this is a youth Jordan, Air Jordan or whatever. It's got the nice logo down the sides. Youth size, but I think that'll do okay still. Here's another hat. This is Bauer hat, and Bauer is a hockey brand, and Bauer stuff always sells for me pretty good. Now I've never sold the skates or anything like that, but like the pads and different things like that for hockey, they always sell for me. All right, and then I got this new with tags, Barefoot Dreams, and it's a scarf. Another item that's going to sit for a while probably, but being new with tags and decent brand for sure. So we'll see. Then next is another Adidas piece. This is just a full zip hooded jacket. Then we've got, what is this? Oh, this is a Odell Brewing Company Rupture Ale. And Odell is here in Colorado, pretty popular microbrewery. Thought I'd just go ahead and take a chance with that one. Then next is this is a Champion branded University of Denver sweatshirt. Pull over. Good condition on that. Next is an Aeropostale, I believe. Yeah, Aero. It's got the nice logo on that. Otherwise, again, not a brand I really seek out, but I thought I'd give this one a shot just because that big logo and there's the inside tag. We'll see on it. I don't know. I think that because of that logo, I think it'll probably sell. Then next is a Green Bay Packers. This is NFL branded, I believe. Yeah, NFL branded. Just a hoodie, NFL Green Bay Packers. And then I found a pair of Levi's. These are women's. They are a skinny or slim style, but they're a 512. And if I find good Levi's in good condition down there, I'm not going to pass them up because I could probably get $15 to $20 for these likely. All right, that's that. That's the clothes and shoes and hats. Let me grab the electronics. We'll go over that. Okay, so for the electronics and a few hard good things, let's see what we have. First up, I picked up this Samsung Blu-ray player, and I love to sell Blu-ray players, especially these smaller ones. I don't like to sell Samsung. I don't usually grab them But I did plug it in down there at the Goodwill Outlet and made sure it ejects, and it looks as though it plays. We usually find some discs and we'll put them in and just try it. And I did check comps on this, and it actually had some decent comps for like around $30. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it and try it. Then I found this little Byron's Statics, I think it says, cassette player. Like the old, I don't know if this is coming back now, cassette players, or if this is just an old vintage type one, but it doesn't seem vintage to me. But I did find some decent comps on it, and of course I'll have to test it, but hopefully it works. Then I found another cassette, a micro cassette, Sony, and if you've watched my other videos, I found these before. These actually have some good value, and hopefully it works. Again, I do have some cassettes that I keep on hand to test them with, but those can be worth some pretty good money. The last one I had, I think I sold for close to $80. Then speaking of cassettes, just a brand new sealed TDK cassette, worth just a little bit. Could throw that in on one of the players too. Here is a Amazon Fire Stick somewhere in here. Here's the remote. Oh, maybe this is it. I don't know. I know there's an Amazon Fire Stick, so the whole plug in here. Maybe this is it. No, it's in here somewhere. But that's the Fire Stick part of it. Maybe this is it. My son picked up a bunch of the electronics, so anyway, we'll figure it out. But the Amazon Fire Stick, those sell. Here's a Nintendo DS power charger. These always sell for me about usually 10 to 12 bucks on those. And then here is that was probably the Fire Stick thing. Here is a Logitech mouse. And this one, my son found, it has all these buttons on the side. I've never seen one like that, but he said it had some really good sales comps on it. So, I mean, like a pretty good sell-through too, like really good, good sell-through rate on that. And then here's a Sony video DVD combo remote. These always sell, and especially Sony. This can be probably $15 remote. And then for a Wii, here's a Wii gaming system. Here's a motion controller bar. I'll probably throw that in. I did pick up some Wiis recently at garage sale, so I'll probably see if I need it for that. If not, I'll keep it for parts for other things. Now my son found quite a few Apple products, and I have no idea what they are. I'm just going to show you and kind of just fumble my way through it. But here is one of the pieces that he found. He's pretty familiar with this stuff. Here's a little Apple keyboard. All of these have some pretty good value to them. I think that might have been it on the Apple, other than we'll check this other bag. A little Sony. This is it's a kitchen radio remote. So I didn't look this up, but normally the Sony remotes, especially the kitchen radios like this, everybody loses these little remotes. So usually they're worth a little bit of money. And of course, easy to ship. They're just so small. Here is a Xbox One, I believe, power supply. These always sell for me. Usually get around 20 bucks for them. This is a Logitech camera for PC camera, video camera. This is some Axel earbuds, wireless earbuds. My son looked them up, said they had some decent value, so of course we're gonna have to test all that. This is a Sunbeam, some kind of Sunbeam remote control. I think he said it was for like a dog training collar, oddly enough, or something. I don't know. We're gonna have to look this up, figure that out. Then I got this kind of interesting. It was in this bag, but a Minnie Mouse soap dispenser. It is Disney branded, and something like this, I don't know, just gonna clean it up a little bit, you know, probably has a little bit of value to it. Didn't look it up. But then I got this vintage Craftsman razor knife, and it is old. I don't know if I'm going to be able to match this up, but normally some of the vintage tools normally really do good for me. Here is another pair of earbuds. And I don't know if these are, which ones these are. I should have had my son here. He could explain. They look like they're Google earbuds. So anyway, we'll have to test those, but hopefully I'm sure they're good if he grabbed them. It's too bad if he was here, he would know all this stuff. I'm not nowhere near as smart as him, but you know, just how it goes. Next up, we got in this box, we have a Sunbeam electric blanket controller. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, I sell quite a few electric blanket controllers. I don't know why they're popular. You do have to look them up because some are good and some are not so good. This one was not great, but it still had a reasonably good sell-through on it. And we'll just make sure it appears as though it works, and then I'll sell it. And the last two that I've gotten from the bins, I sold and gotten around $20 to $25 for. So pretty easy on that one. All right, maybe, what is this? This is actually the Amazon Fire Stick. This is part of the Fire Stick for the Amazon. This is some sort of USB. Oh, it's a PlayStation. It's PlayStation branded. DVI maybe, Switch or something. I'm not really sure, but if he grabbed it, it must have some value to it. Then picked up a Kindle. Now you can see it's got an error on it. Hopefully we can just charge it because the Kindles always sell, even if they're broken. Remember, if you find them, you can still sell them and they have a little bit of value. Most of the time the battery goes down or something. This one, that could be it. The battery could be completely shot. Last time I had one of those, I still sold it for like 12 bucks or something. So just remember, there is still value in those. Here's another Sony DVD remote. Those can be, have a little bit of value. Here's another Apple product. And I don't know what this is. But my son, again, something he found. And then this one, I think is going to be pretty good. I should have pulled this out ahead of time. But it is a Sony CD player. And it's really got this interesting loading mechanism when you put the disc in. And it has the speakers, that matching speakers with it. We have both speakers. And we were looking up this model down at the Benz, and we saw some comps upwards of $250. Now, I don't know, but either way, even if that was some kind of unicorn sale, $250, something like this, we were seeing consistent over $100 to $150 for the package. And he did plug it in. He put a disc in. It does work. Radio works, CD works. So we just need to kind of clean it up a little bit, prep it, and make sure, just double check everything. But I have high hopes that this could be, like $100, $150 radio, which would be amazing sale for us to pick up. All right, well, that was the end of the electronics, if I'm not mistaken. So that was it, for the Benz haul. And, again, overall, it's a lot of random stuff, but I enjoy the randomness of it all because as I'm going through and, looking at each item, I learn something new about each one of these items. And then the next time I find it, I know right off the top of my head. And that's, it's just a matter of just learning and training yourself to be aware of all this different things that you find. At the Benz, when you go down there, you never know what you're going to find. I mean, it's completely random. Some things, we keep for ourselves if there's something we needed or wanted. But most of the time, we're going down there to just get as much quantity-wise of decent stuff that we can flip. And then, we'll get it for the buy cost of somewhere around $1, $1.50, sometimes upwards of $2, but still under $2 an item on average for sure. So that was it. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I found, or if you're finding some of this stuff, I'd be interested because, again, I'm learning all the time. And if you're selling some of this stuff, I would like to know just so I can continue my quest for finding more and more items and understanding what's what. Actually, here's another pair of headphones. I didn't even mention another pair of, I don't know what these are, but they must be worth something. Oh, they're JBL, little JBL wired headphones, looks like. So anyway, some more, this random stuff. It's all good. And I'll be listing the next so many, week and a half. Once we get through everything tested, photoed, I'll be listing all this stuff. But, good 50 some items. 58 is what I counted initially. 58 items to sell. That gives me a lot of inventory. And then over the weekend, I hit up yesterday, I hit up several garage sales and did really well there. So I have a lot to get listed and get ready to go. But anyway, thanks for sticking with me. I hope that you learned something on what we're finding, what I'm selling. And if so, I'd appreciate hearing from you. If not, thanks for watching. I do appreciate all your support, and we'll see you on the next video.